Hey there, welcome to LSAT Demon Daily. I'm Ben Olson, that's Nathan Fox. We're the founders of LSATdemon.com and our weekly podcast, Thinking LSAT. We have an email here from Sean. The subject is going for free out of the question?
Howdy, Ben and Nathan. This recent uptick in total law school applications/applicants has me concerned. I graduated 9 years ago with an LSAC UGPA of 3.18. I won't bore you with the reasons for the subpar grades because I know law schools won't really care. My diagnostic score was 148, and I've been studying consistently with the Demon for 3 months. I was shooting to take the LSAT when my scores reached the 170s. However, the apparent update to the Demon Scholarship Estimator has left me a bit deflated. Prior to this week, end of March, with a score of 170, the estimator had me listed as many full tuition and even several more than full scholarship estimates. Now, after the recent update, the scholarships have lessened substantially, with even a 180 entered score not showing more than 2 full tuition estimates. Are my chances of going to law school for basically free gone out of the window nowadays with the more competitive cycle this year and projected for the next few cycles as well? I'll continue studying in pursuit of scores in the 170s in the meantime, which I'll gladly do because I love the Demon and enjoy the process. Thank you. Praise the Demon, Sean.
Okay. I am realizing we just talked about this on the Thinking LSAT podcast, but
episode 501 of Thinking LSAT.
Yeah. There's one thing that we didn't talk about, and I'm thinking this must be the update. When people have a LSAT that is well above their 75th percentile, we now cap it for each individual school. Because the assumption is that going well above a school's 75th percentile does not help you that much.
And I think that that's got to be true in real life. I just can't, I can't imagine why they would care so much, right? If you're above their 75th or above their 50th percentile, you're raising their median. That's what they're ranked on. So a few points above that, they might go, oh, wow, okay, more horsepower. That's great. But at a certain point, you don't increase their rankings very much if you continue to have a higher and higher LSAT. You're like way above their 75th percentile. It's like, well, they just don't even really get to report that. So it might mean something about your actual ability, but we've stopped projecting such these complaints are coming from splitters, right? We read 2 of them on episode 501 of the Thinking LSAT podcast. We read emails from 2 splitters. This is another splitter saying, hey, low GPA, high LSAT, what happened to all those full tuition scholarships?
Yeah, it is something though I do want to look into a little bit more because we are also relying on the index formulas.
True. No, the index formulas, I mean, that's what the schools do. They take your LSAT times some constant plus your GPA times some constant, and then they create one number for every applicant, and they rank them by that. So I'm not sure whether we over adjusted.
Yeah.
Erring on the side of conservatism. But I just want to triple down on the same advice that I gave on Thinking LSAT.
Yep.
These are estimates, dude. You're going to have to apply broadly so that you can see what price the schools are actually going to try to charge you.
Yep.
And all we're ever doing is looking at the, last year's admission data and making the best estimates that we can. You just won't know until you actually see the offers come in. So I'm assuming that Sean is applying this fall for next fall admissions.
Yeah.
It's April 1 as we record this episode. Sean, all I can tell you is that if you apply to 15 or 20 schools, look for those schools that look like they're offering you more than half scholarships.
Yeah.
Because as we discussed on Thinking LSAT, more than half on the ABA reports could include full tuition.
Yeah.
Plus some of the fees. It's only full tuition if it covers every dollar of the fees. So more than half, it could mean 51% of tuition, but it could also mean 105% of tuition. If you apply to a wide range of schools that look like they would be giving you some kind of a scholarship according to the estimator, a year from now, April 1 of 2026, you should be looking at several competing offers. And I know I'm a broken record, but you don't get to see the price for these schools until you apply to them, because 81% of law students in the United States don't pay full price.
Yeah.
The nominal prices that they pretend to charge, that applies to 19% of their students. 81% of law students get some kind of a discount. You just don't see the actual discount until you apply. They do individual price discrimination.
Crazy stuff.
I mean, economists love it, right? That you literally study that in business school. Hey, if you can charge everybody their own price, that's how you capture the most value
To
under
yourself.
the demand curve.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a school, as a seller, you capture the most demand, the most of the surplus or whatever under the demand curve. You can capture more of that by charging everybody a different price.
Yep.
You try to charge them the maximum that they're willing to pay. And different companies do this in different ways. Disneyland has had locals discounts for forever because they know they can charge tourists more. Oh, locals, they're not willing to pay as much because they've been to Disneyland. It's not as special to them. We could charge locals less.
Yeah.
That's one form of price discrimination. Car dealers doing individual bargaining with every single, the higher the price is of the item, the more likely it is that you're going to have an individualized price.
Yeah.
The housing market, obviously, right? There's a posted price, but there's no real pricing of houses. They're going to list it at whatever they're going to list it at, and then they're going to accept multiple offers, and then they're going to, it's all just negotiating.
Yeah.
Law school is extraordinarily high priced, and for somebody like Sean, the best thing you can do for negotiation is to just cast a real wide net, because then you're going to get a whole bunch of first offers from competing schools. Then you can go back and forth with some of them if you want the better offers. You can go back and say, hey, can you beat this? But the first step of the negotiation, super important, is to just apply broadly in the first place.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have no idea what that school would charge you. It's unfortunate. It's very, the deck is stacked in favor of the schools.
Yeah.
Right. So your only chance at reshuffling that deck is to apply broadly and make them compete against each other for your attendance. Anything more for Sean?
No. Good luck. Email daily@lsatdemon.com if you'd like to ask us a question or share some LSAT or law school admissions news. Thanks for listening.